During July, I did a tutorial recognizing that Bitcoin around 120,000 level as potential peak. And that could be a correction. And let's see what is the result right now. And we can see that there were a double top before coming down to its recent low. And in my view, Bitcoin should be continuing this uptrend along this parallel track. We will discuss why is this so, and also after this correction, what's next for Bitcoin. My name is Con Hao. My work in this channel is to study behavioral science and finance, discover the correlation between different markets, and uncover potential opportunities. This analysis is based on technical studies and does not constitute financial advice. Please consult your licensed broker before investing. Why do I believe that Bitcoin should continue to stay in this uptrend? The key reason is because Bitcoin is also a digital gold, also an inflationary hedge assets. Since 2022, when inflation hit a high of 9%, and that's where inflation started. And today we still have this inflationary fear. And it was also during that same period we saw how gold and Bitcoin moving in synchronization. And let's look at the elite wave, for example. We saw gold 1, 2, and 3 as the impulse wave. And similarly, we also saw that the Bitcoin have this 1, 2, and recognizing it was the same period, 1, 2, 3, and we could be entering into the fourth complex wave. I subscribe to the idea that inflation is still a concern now and in the further future. Therefore, inflationary hedge assets like precious metals and Bitcoin's uptrend should continue. And I'm not suggesting that the other cryptocurrencies will be on this uptrend, but for the time being, I'm seeing especially for Bitcoin and Ethereum may have demand because in the recent years, they were approved by regulators for ETF and also as a derivative by the exchanges. And we also have to acknowledge that in every uptrend, there will always be a healthy correction or market taking a breather. And this parallel channel was constructed towards the end of last year. And that's why the video was titled as Bitcoin Forecast After 2024. And that was a tutorial that I made at the end of 2024. Yes, we may have corrected by about 36%, and we saw Bitcoin correct about 36% in the recent weeks, but we are also seeing that correction is in this magnitude along this trend line is pretty common. We saw 56% retracement, 33% retracement, 32% retracement, and the recent one is 36% retracement in this uptrend line. And it seems that the recent low is finding support. And the interesting thing is this line, and it was also a former resistance, and we can see that it was resisted in the past, and today it became the support. And today it was since the end of 2024, there was this gap here, and it was supported somewhere in the first quarter of this year, and now it is supported again. So why is this correction for Bitcoin? And if you notice that gold and even silver in the recent weeks, we saw some correction here. And I can only make this suspect that the flow of liquidity to cover other assets. And for example, many investors today, including myself, we have multiple assets like having some AI stocks, Bitcoin, and gold. We all know that in the recent weeks, AI stocks were going through a lot of uncertainties. Some investors may have to cash out on other assets like gold, silver, or even Bitcoin to cover their AI-related assets. And let's go back to how I construct this parallel uptrend line since 2024, and it's still applicable today. And how to construct an uptrend line is that first we have to identify the trough, at least three significant trough, and that's where I have plotted, and it's experimental. So I draw this uptrend line and I also place it on the significant peaks. And then it have to make sense that we have to see some relationship that there is potential peak. So you have to play around with it. And as it develop, and I also see that some relationship that started from this trend line, I place it here. And I continue to observe that it seems to have from a former support, resistance is became a today's support, as we can see here. In fact, I'm feeling excited now because as one asset is facing some headwinds with AI valuation fear, the other seems cheaper today for me to accumulate more of it and to trade on its potential support. Feel free to leave any comments below. I love to exchange ideas with you on what is about to come. Really happy that you stay through this tutorial. You have many great trading weeks ahead.